Greetings, Sir and Sirettes, and welcome to this update video on the Megabot update, the rise of the Megabots. Certainly one of the most anticipated updates by far from FreeJam, the lovely creators of Robocraft. So, in this video, we're going to be simply covering the details of the Megabots and a little bit on the new Rudder Blades, which actually are is the thing I was looking forward to the most, and honestly after using them for a while they do not disappoint. But first we'll get into some details of the Megabot, as some people are a little bit confused of the details, and of course, as always, in the description below there'll be a link to the patch notes if you'd like to read them and go over them in more finer details, because I'm sure I will miss the odd little thing because I'm only human. So to unlock the Megabots, you need the Mega Seat Tx1. You pilot your Megabot from this seat. The Mega Seat also increases maximum CPU. Now this costs around about 515, I believe, or very close to that number, Tier 10 tech tokens, which is quite bad, which is quite nasty really. It's a very expensive thing, but once you've been in Tier 10 for a while, you will have so many spare Tier 10 tokens, it's really not an issue. Once you've done that, you may purchase the Mega Seat from your special tab, which is 1 million RP. So it is a little bit on the expensive side. You cannot buy this from Galaxy credits, which I think is a great thing, because it stopped people from rushing straight to Megabots. Now, in the cosmetics there's been some changes as well. I'll cover that very quickly because I was going to grab one anyway. The UK holo flag is, well, all flags have now been replaced with holo flags. I'll attach that to the next robot we'll be looking at, which are now more obvious and actually look really, really nice. So I'm very much appreciative of that item. So, furthermore then, let's continue with the Megabot itself. Once you place down the Mega Seat, your CPU will be increased by 5 times. So if you had 10 CPU somehow, you would have 50 CPU, and thus you could have quite a lot of blocks. As you can see in the top left corner, I am level 100, and thus times 5, I now have 7,555 P-flops to play with. That is a lot. That is a hell of a lot. And brings me to the next point. You can't attach every kind of block to the Megabot. The Megabot, for example, will not accept regular guns. Regular guns and movement types are not allowed. So simple as you cannot put them on there. And that is apparently due to lag reasons, as people would spam all the low tier things. This also goes as far as with the electroplates. So essentially, all the regular stuff here, you are not allowed. Mega, on the other hand, if it has Mega in the name, you can probably add it. That's the basic rule there, and you can of course also add the Mega Shields, the Mega Plates. Which brings me to the next thing. You can, however, add regular chassis cubes, so you could still make a really, really big creation if that is your desire. Let's put some wheels down, because why not? If I put it like there-ish, there we go. 2 wheels, not aligned in the slightest. Well done, Lathrix. But you get the idea. You can put down all of the Mega items just as you have been using it recently. Oh, I see, they're interlinked because they're not far enough apart. And that won't cause any issue whatsoever. So you're going to see a lot of... There's now more of a reason to buy the Mega items, is what I'm trying to say here. Furthermore, you can, however, choose to use the new item. Yes, there is one new Mega item, which is the Armored Cube Tx1. The highest armored chassis cube powered by the CPU core. So the CPU cost is high. The idea is it's electric. That's really the logic behind it. It's essentially an electrified cube that costs 23,000 each and has a huge CPU footprint. In fact, it's times 3. Times 3 rather. But it is rather beautiful, as you can see. So I am certainly going to be trying to save up to build a robot like this, and you can use this on a regular robot. These are fine to be used on regular robots to protect more delicate areas, or if you just want a small robot in Tier 10, as currently smaller robots don't really work in Tier 10 particularly well. Obviously there are exceptions to this. This will make it a lot more viable. So that's the basic rules there, to do with actually building the Megabot. Once you've built a Megabot, you can enter a battle. Of course, you must have over a certain amount of P-flops on your Mega Seat before you can do this. And you do a regular battle, in which case you will be put into tier 10 and you will be the only Megabot on your team. Both teams will have one Megabot if there is a Megabot, and that is how that works. So that's your basic battle. So you don't fight other Megabots per se. You will be fighting one other Megabot on the enemy team, but not a Megabot, specifically Megabot only battles. And then there is also the Megaboss. One Megabot versus a full team of robots. So yes, you can indeed fight a lot of the bosses, which is very, very interesting indeed. And then finally there is the new challenge mode, which is not anything really to do with the Megabots, but simply it's a reworked version of the boss battle system, so now you have more choice if you're going into a boss battle or not, along with some other details. And once again, the exact details of this are in the description below if you wish to read them. There we go, that's what I want to do. And now let's put down our cosmetic, because why not? There we go. Let's just get into a practice mode, just to show you one last thing before we go on to the Copter Blades. That's all I really want to cover about the Megabots for now. Obviously, I haven't really built one yet, and that's going to be in the future. As you can see, the hollow flag is awesome. There we go, that's what I wanted to do. So, once you're flipped now, the new F button you can see in the bottom left, which is being very loud and aggressive. My word, that was really loud. Apparently they haven't done the audio correctly. You no longer have alignment rectifiers. You now do this. First of all, that looks really cool. Second of all, you are completely vulnerable for that 10 seconds. You cannot fight back. Your guns stop functioning, simply. So it's a bit of an issue. But every robot has it as standard, and thus alignment rectifiers are not needed. And while we're here, I should just mention, yes, the maps have been redone, and don't they look absolutely fan-fricking-tastic. Apparently this will be a lot better in terms of lag, and there'll be a lot less hitboxes which simply aren't correct. So that's certainly something to look forward to. I look forward to playing on the new maps as soon as possible. So let's just get back to the mothership, and we'll go over the Copter Blades and the new items which have been added in addition to this, which have nothing to do with the Megabots. Also, I'd like to mention that, yes, I will be doing a Megabot video extremely soon. A Megabot video and a Copter video. And yes, this is the Copter you can buy new in the store. It costs 10,000 GC, Galaxy credits, which I honestly think is not worth it in this case, but I was about to purchase a new buy anyway, so it wasn't too much of an issue. This is the Copter Blade. Let us go over the details in the tech tree, so we can show you those. They start in tier 5 and go all the way to tier 10, and honestly are freaking awesome. So let's just compare. So a tier 5 Rotor Blade has an armor of 2,500, whereas a wing has an armor of only 1,700. So as mentioned previously in patch notes, the Rotor Blades are actually quite sturdy. They're not the easiest thing in the world to take off, and and honestly, you're more likely to lose the armor around it than the item itself, unlike wings. So that's certainly a good thing. I was hoping it'd be a bit higher armor than this, but honestly, I have no issue. So the hover blades, the Rotor Blades, can be placed. Let's just move all this off the front, because who needs a front? It can be placed like this, and this will work. It will simply use the front controls rather than spaces. I think they do. I'll have to test that in a second. But essentially, these are a stable way to fly up and down. It's going to, I would argue it could be replacing helium in many cases. Of course, there are many cases where helium is being used for simply making a very small robot, and in that case, obviously, the Rotor Blades will simply not do, and of course in the lower tiers. Personally, I am absolutely in love with the Rotor Blades. I think they are absolutely fantastic and work extremely well. And I'm going to be making a medic copter as soon as possible. The Medicopter will be my baby very, very soon. So let's just quickly have a look at the other things which have been added, and then we'll go into a quick practice just to show you the blades in action, and then I will start recording a proper video. So Rudder Tr4 has been added, so now you can have flyers in a lower tier, which I think is absolutely fantastic. These are absolutely adorable as well, as they are absolutely tiny. The word absolutely was used a bit too much there, but there we go. In addition to this, Tier 2 electroplates have been added, which I think is a very nice addition indeed. And finally, something I wasn't going to touch on, but I think I will anyway, is the Mega Ship. A massively massive mothership with 49 by 49 by 49 garage bay holding. With a 49 by 49 garage bay holding more than 117,000 armor cubes. Yes, it is freaking huge. And that is bought with the X tokens, which you get by simply playing with the Megabots. Now this allows you to build much bigger robots, particularly for the Megabots. So once it's unlocked, you get one bay, which is ridiculously huge, which is, for reference, this bay we're in currently is, I think it's 32 or something similar. It's in the 30s, again, patch notes will say the exact number. So the 40 by 40 by 40 should be about a third bigger than the current shape, than the current size. So it's going to be ridiculously sized. A third plus, I'd say. Let's go into the practice mode quickly. Like I say, the Copter Blades can be bought from Tier 5 onwards, which is absolutely awesome. There we go. And the idea is they're stable. So in the air you can simply stay still and everything is fine. You hold down space as you would with thrusters to go up, and it does exactly what you'd expect. It goes up. Moving forward, because we have the back blade there like that, we move like this, like a proper copter. Yay. Which is rather glorious, honestly. And of course shift to move down. That's really it. There's not much more to it, honestly. It is... I think it's a very interesting type of movement. It's nowhere near as fast as wings, and that's because people were asking, well, what would be the point in wings once the helicopters are made? Well, wings are a lot faster and a hell of a lot more manoeuvrable. The helicopter blades are simply sturdier and can allow you to land a lot easier without any real issue, as you can see. And of course, for things like medics, that means no need to use walker legs with it, as you can simply land next to the target you wish. Let's say I want to heal him because he's my friend, and then simply go ahead and heal him. Let's take off his legs because, you know, science and stuff. Oh, of course, he's got tier 7 legs, but the rest of his armor's tier 1. That's... Yes, there are new enemies as well in the practice mode, which is certainly going to add a bit of interest to everything. So that's really all I have to cover right now. I'm simply making this video because a lot of people did ask me, well, how do I think about the new update, what do I think about the new update, and what's new. So I've just covered the basics. I'll be doing a new video very soon, making some robots, actually designing something, which I think will be an interesting thing for me. I really am looking forward to making my own copter designs and playing around like that. So if you'd like to watch that, feel free to subscribe, like, favourite, share, and all that good stuff to the video. I really hope I was helpful, and I'm a bit sorry I was a bit dishevelled. My voice is hurting me. I am still exceedingly ill. So thank you very much for watching, Sir and Threads. Hope you have a lovely day, and I hope to see you in the next Robocraft video. Goodbye, and do take care. One last thing I did forget to mention, I'm just going to add this to the end of the video, is that there is now a mirror mode. I forgot to mention it because there was an issue, which several people are having, that it simply does not have a hotkey for a lot of people who are getting the update. So you just need to go into controls, scroll down, find the mirror option, which I was just on, there it is, and simply click it and choose a key. It's meant to be X, so I'm simply leaving it. Once you press X, as you can see underneath my mouse cursor now has a symbol to indicate you are in mirror mode, meaning, yes, you can now build robots mirrored, which is absolutely fantastic. Particularly for people who are going to be building the new Megabots, as there's going to be a lot of blocks to place. This also, of course, works for deleting blocks, so you can delete blocks in the exact same manner, and delete whole sections at once rather than faffing around like that. So, yeah, that's it really. Again, do take care. Hope to see you next time. Goodbye.